Podsters, episode 20. Hey guys, hope you had a good weekend.
Welcome, Podsters, fellow Podsters. Hope everybody else is having a great weekend. I know we did. We did a whole lot of nothing.
Oh, I wouldn't call it nothing. We got a whole lot of Netflix binge done.
Yeah, I would have to say so.
Got to see the documentary about Bobby Kennedy.
Yes, that was really good. It really opened my mind to what I guess would be, what would have been possible had he become president at some point in time.
The world would certainly have been a different place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Probably a bit better.
I was amazed by his compassion for people. And when he broke bread with Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, he did that.
That was amazing.
Yeah, he was definitely a little bit before his times. Or really, I mean, if you look at the late 60s, he was really in the times.
Yeah, definitely.
In a different way from a lot of other politicians at the time.
He was really reaching out to the people.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I mean. The other politicians didn't really do that. They relied on the good old established system.
Money.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Power, money, stuff like, even fame at some point.
Yeah, but it was some point in that documentary where he was talking about stuff like that. And he really had a passion for people and making the country better because he was talking about that he doesn't need money. He came from a family of money, and he made that abundantly clear that I have all the money. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I am famous thanks to other family members. I don't need the fame.
Yeah, and I think he didn't want to run for president.
No, I don't think he really wanted to. There was one segment there where he certainly wasn't really interested in doing it. But yeah, the world would have been different for sure.
Yep. Makes you think, huh?
Right?
Makes you stir some shit up in your brain.
And then today, well, I woke up early. I've done a lot. And we had a house guest. We had another dog in the house. So
yeah, my parents' dog.
But I woke up early today and finished a guitar. Another guitar.
Yes, a very nice looking guitar, might I add. It looks very good.
Very nice
sounds amazing.
Yeah, it came
amazing, really. That's how Ula would say it.
Right. But then you woke up and you did your little Sunday routine of watching, what's his name? Populopoulos?
George Stephanopoulos. Snuffleupagus?
Esophagus?
Esophagus. George Stephanopoulos.
Yes.
Yeah, his weekend show or whatever program, and they were talking about the the White House Correspondents' Dinner this year, which happened Saturday night, and I have to say they were really upset with the comedian that did her roast.
Michelle Wolf. Were they upset with her?
Well, they kind of gave her some shit because she was dogging Sarah, what's her name? Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
She was funny.
Yeah, she was
not Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Michelle Wolf was funny.
Michelle Wolf was roasting Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and I mean, it was freaking hilarious. I was cracking up.
Yeah,
but she couldn't take it. Sarah couldn't take it, and I was like, really?
Well, that was expected.
I mean, this woman, I guess maybe she thought that she would be more revered than being picked on or whatnot or roasted. I mean, a roast is a roast. You're just supposed to take it with a grain of salt and laugh at yourself.
Right. Well, I mean, we, of course, used one of the channels we use as well, YouTube, to check out that Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
I thought Michelle Wolf was funny. I'm not a big, what's it called? stand-up comedy person.
Yeah.
So I don't keep track of who's who in that world, and I've never heard of Michelle
I've never
Wolf,
really heard of her either.
but she was funny.
Oh my God, she stood her ground. Like, she did not wince at the scowls and whatnot that they gave her when,
No, she
it
reminded
was.
me-
I mean, her stuff was really off colored, and it was hilarious. It was smart. It was witty, and she just stood her ground. She smiled through the whole thing, and she laughed. And I was just like, this woman is a genius.
Yeah, she reminded me a bit of Ricky Gervais in that aspect, that it was unapologetic.
Yeah,
She
very
did her
non-remorseful.
thing. Yep,
She
it
was
was
not
awesome.
remorseful at all. It was funny.
You guys should look it up for sure.
Definitely check that out. And then again, check out the Bobby Kennedy documentary series, whatever it is. Was there something else that we kind of watched?
Well, Ghost Adventures as always.
Yeah, Ghost Adventures. I totally nerd out with Ghost Adventures.
And then we watched, what was it called? Evil something today.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea. It was, yeah.
I don't know.
It's
It was
about like
Netflix.
serial killers and psychopaths kind of thing.
Interesting stuff. So yeah, we binged a lot.
Yeah. And I cleaned, might I add, I did clean. I did accomplish something. I just cleaned with a bit casualness.
Yes.
So I just wanted to bring up my bullshit of the week,
Which is?
I'm calling out bullshit on the freaking sheriff's department that does the traffic
For the
stuff.
schools in the morning? you mean?
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
he? What is that called? He's like a school crossing guard
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
for the schools, and because it's out in the county area, it has to be a sheriff's deputy or whatever directing traffic.
Well, I think what we're really calling bullshit on is the trolls they hire. They find these trolls that take toll under bridges in fairy tales.
That's what it totally reminds me
And
of.
then they put them as crossing guards. Now, the problem is, and Sheriff's Department, listen up, traffic flows better when you don't put these trolls there. And some of the trolls really have it out for the people who live here. Every morning,
Yeah, it's
come-
almost like a vengeance or being spiteful towards us. Why? I don't know, but every time we happen to show up at the front of the line, he stops us, and we have to wait a good, 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes exaggerating, but it's quite a bit of time.
yeah, it is. And just to let these parents roll in and out of school.
Yeah.
And seriously,
And then there's kids walking to school too, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe these kids are walking to school. For one, it's still a rural area, and the roads aren't urbanized, if that helps any. But it's not safe for kids to be walking on the streets out here.
no, but
And then
regardless,
especially because there's a bunch of idiots driving and texting at the same damn time.
yeah, but these trolls, seriously, Sheriff Department, change them out, educate them, train them or something, because I will start filing complaints. That is complete and asinine bullshit, the way you guys try to run the traffic.
Yeah.
It's not the residents in the neighborhood's fault that you couldn't get the position you want because you weren't qualified. So, shape up. That's total bullshit of the week.
Yeah. And also, you had mentioned something about, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on it right now. Oh yeah,
I don't know.
that reminds me of the little issue that they're having in our little neighborhood Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So,
There's a little argument going on there because of course, these schools are right across the street from the entrance of our subdivision, and people like to pick up their kids across the street in our subdivision, so they park all along the roads of the subdivision, blocking people's driveways, kids stomping over people's yards and stuff, or messing with the signs.
Before we even proceed there, let's make this really clear. The school have a drop off.
They do.
And pickup zone. It's just that these lazy ass parents don't want to sit in line to pick their kids up. So they think they're smart by blocking the subdivision and their homes are close to the entrance.
Yeah. And they're making their kids walk across this, once again, a busy street, which there's a lot of construction going on. There's people that drive like idiots. There's like, I don't know, there's just a lot of dangerous things out there right now for kids to be walking around in the streets. Why would you put your kid at risk like that?
Because it's more convenient. But of course, the debate.
Either way, it's irritating to the people that live here because people are inconsiderate.
And they're blocking driveways. They're taking up space where they shouldn't be. They're a danger to themselves, the kids, and others. And this is what gets me. So, of course, they wanted everybody in the subdivision to sign a petition to get signs up saying that they can't park there. Because supposedly, if you have that, the cops can go out and, I don't know, if they tow you away or give you a fine or whatever they do. Now, of course, there's an idiot who we won't mention by name who lives in the subdivision and goes, but if I live here and I pick up my kid every now and then,
can I park up there?
Yeah, can I park up there? No, you dumb fuck. Use the pickup zone like everybody else should. I don't understand how you can be that inconsiderate. It doesn't pertain to you, maybe. It doesn't pertain to me. I don't live on that street. I signed up because obviously it's annoying to a lot of people. You should support your neighbors and don't be egotistical and selfish.
You want to pick up your kid? Me first mentality bullshit that goes on with people.
Yeah, and you know, this is really strange. And it's something that this whole thing started me thinking about something that I've noticed for a long time.
Which is?
That is that movies always portray the big city as some sort of dangerous place to be where people are rude, you get robbed or raped, there's danger in every corner. It's
dark and dank and people are just keep to themselves or whatnot, but if you do interact with people, they're rude to you or whatnot.
Yeah, you kind of get killed for looking at someone.
Right.
And I mean, we had the segment a while ago when you were all like, I was the little country mouse going to the big city.
Exactly.
And then, of course, in the movies and TV, they portray the small one-horse towns that there's plenty of as these idyllic, hi y'all, you want some lemonade?
Everybody's friendly and
yeah, everything is so
come over and barbecue.
Yep, that whole thing. And it's actually the complete opposite. I've lived in big cities my whole life until I moved here. Mm-hmm. And I have never lived in a place where people are being rude and inconsiderate.
Yeah.
With this whole me first and me mentality.
Well, I kind of think that because this place used to be a one-horse kind of town and it's grown so much in such a short amount of time that these country bumpkins are used to having the roads to themselves and driving all over the roads.
Well,
and
it's
stuff.
not just driving. It's if you
or
go,
this is my store that I can act however I want in my neighborhood store.
Well, I don't know what it is because it can only be two things. It can only be that. And I'm going to piss off a lot of our listeners, but we're here to stir shit up. Either country folks don't have any real manners, and they are a bit slower than everybody else because of subpar education, which I don't believe, but that is one of the possibilities. Or it's just this weird, I'm so used to have a lot of space to myself that I never had to be considerate. It just strikes me as so odd because I've lived in cities that are over 1 million people. So like 1 million to 19 million or whatever Los Angeles has. And people don't act that way there. It's almost like, even though, yeah, of course crime is higher in big cities because of a higher population and stuff. But people on a daily general basis seem to respect one another more.
Well, and I think too with
because
cities,
we're like forced to live closer to each other.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, is that in bigger cities, you have more people living in one given area, you know, and there could be like 5,000 people living on like one block. They all have to learn how to coexist.
I guess. I don't know. I really want to hear you guys' opinion.
But you know, you have these people that didn't have to coexist with people before, and now there's more people moving in, and you're having more encounters, more. You know,
I guess it's just weird though, because like I said, TV and movie always portray the big city as bad and the small town is cute and cozy. And to me, it's just, like I said, I've never lived anywhere.
Well, all I have to say at this point is that it's 2018 and get with the times.
Yeah, and you know what's weird too? and this is another thing that really bugs me, and this is predominantly... No, you know what? It's not a generational thing because our neighbors are younger than us.
Yeah.
And the idiot in the drive-thru a couple of days ago was way older than us. So it's not a generational thing. The thing is, I don't get how you think that you can, like, give people attitude when they kindly ask you to do something. And then... Because if you give me attitude, I'll give you tenfold back. Then you get shocked that somebody, quote unquote, talks back to you.
Right.
You know what? Learn a little bit from the big city people. Be considerate and mind your own damn business. If you do something wrong and you get it pointed out, don't start your all, I can do what I want. Because you know what? You fucking cannot. Like Michelle said, get with the times. It's 2018.
Exactly. Which, you know, it gets to me so much that people piss me off so much. And I wonder if maybe I'm a little bit too judgmental. And
no.
I kind of feel like I am a bit judgmental. I try not to be. I mean, I work with all different kinds of people. I have an array of different kinds of people in my family, and you know, there's always a little something there that's just like, oh my god, I can't stand that person, or like, oh great, what are we gonna hear about now? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know what you mean. But I think...
and Joel Olstein got to me this morning because he said that there were like 2 commandments that you should really follow by, and the first one is to love your God. And I was like, yeah, I do that, you know, I try. And then the other one was love thy neighbor, and I was like, no, why would it be that one? But yeah, I completely understand why. And
I understand why, but I think once again we're coming back to what I just talked about, which is being considerate versus inconsiderate. And the thing is, when people are being inconsiderate or get in my face and not minding their own business, then I don't like them. I don't understand why I should have to love that. But once again, maybe it's because we've had so many conversations about too how you miss intelligent conversations and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just maybe you're starting to feel the whole smallness of the place. I don't know. Because it's like, I feel like that a lot. And I've always felt, in a sense, I can be very social, don't get me wrong, but in a sense I'm antisocial, as in I choose the people I like to hang out with.
Yeah. And that's how I am too.
But same thing there. It's harder to do and really find a lot of people you like or have things in common with in a small place versus a big city. If you have 5 million people, let's say that, I don't know, 10% of a population is someone you would like get along with and hang out with and stuff like that. If you live in a place where there's 50,000 people, what's 10% out of that? That's 5,000 people. Yeah. Out of 5 million, that's 500,000 people. So I think
what you're saying that there's the odds are with you when it comes to finding like-minded people.
If you live in a
larger city.
Yes. So I think that's what gets to me. I don't mind people, but like I said, when they're being rude and inconsiderate, it's
just a really big turn off.
Yeah,
for me, it's like
for me it is too. I mean, one of our neighbors here that it took to being really verbal before the idiots didn't block our driveway. There's no reason for me to be buddy-bud with someone like that.
Right.
So I just think that love thy neighbor sounds really cute, but you also got to give that love back. It's kind of, to go back to our lovely little neighborhood group, it was somebody who gave kudos to their neighbors for being considerate. And of course, all these inconsiderate assholes butted in too with things. And to me, it's just, I try to be considerate.
Yeah.
I don't play a loud electric guitar at 2 a.m. just because I woke up and feel the need to play, because we do have people around us. I don't want to wake them up. That's being considerate. I don't park my car in front of other people's driveways because I don't like that. But there's a limit to how long considerate people will be considerate until they become the asshole. And to me, it's like, if you're being inconsiderate or rude to my face, no, I'm not going to smile at you and say, have a good day. I'll tell you, fuck you to your face.
But you're not supposed to. You're supposed to smile and say, have a good day.
Yeah, about that.
I don't know. It's tough, this world. I'm a little, I guess, jaded, or I guess disappointed in humanity these days.
I've always been. For like the majority of it, it's like it's going to hell with a handbasket.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't get any better.
No.
So guys out there,
get right with God.
Try to love your neighbors, and especially, first and foremost, try to be considerate to one another.
Yeah. It makes everybody's day better when you're considerate to people, and then people end up being considerate back to you. And it kind of like, it's like that fish book that all the little business supervisors and stuff like that try to get you to read, like the fish philosophy.
I've completely missed the fish.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, everybody knows that book, Fish Philosophy, because I'm pretty sure your management has forced that book on you at some point in time. And it's basically, your attitude is, it rubs off on people and stuff like that. So choose your attitude, and choose to be nice and pleasant to people, and treat people the way you want to be treated.
And don't forget to stir shit up occasionally.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what we're
you
about.
can stir shit up. You can say, call somebody out if they're being a dick or something. But, also turn it around and tell them, hey, try to make it a positive situation, instead of walking away with being pissed off at somebody.
Yes.
Does that make any sense? Just try to be a better person, I guess.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that does. And on that note,
it's time for the music segment for our musical friends.
Yes.
So, as we've learned this week, the Gibson failure saga continues.
Ooh, what's going on there?
Now, they're being sued by a German company because their failed development, their R&D, which they spend millions upon millions to do things, basically improving things that people didn't want improved. 2016, I think, or 15, they put robotic tuners on all their guitars.
Okay, so what Gibson did was they hired this German company to make these robotic tuners.
Yes, and here's the crazy thing with that. First and foremost, they made everybody think that they were the ones who had these research and development facilities themselves, which they didn't. So they actually hired...
They contracted
They
it out.
contracted it out without telling people.
Uh-huh.
And then they somehow forgot to pay these R&D people, that company in Germany, millions of dollars.
Wait a minute. They forgot to pay?
Well, I'm saying forgot to pay because
How can you not? I mean, like you how do you not pay back millions of dollars? Like,
well, I think
I don't know.
goes. I said forgot because obviously I haven't read the contract.
oh, okay.
But the thing is with stuff like that, usually what happens is you get money up front and then you get money based on sold units, etc.
Uh-huh.
And those robotic tuner things was such a failure that they had to give it up pretty soon. So I don't know if
it never really took off with Gibson.
It absolutely never took off. So I don't know if it has something to do with them sort of, once again, not being considerate and thinking that since this didn't take off, why should we pay for it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's probably some sort of like
weird contract.
Yeah, exactly.
But
weird contract clause that's preventing them from actually paying these people out. Maybe this German company didn't follow the guidelines for the contract.
Who knows? But either way, they are suing Gibson to get their money.
They are so screwed.
So they are so screwed. And then, on top of that, GuitarCenter, who's very much in cahoots with Gibson, is probably gonna declare bankruptcy by August.
What?
Yes, the big store, the Walmart of music in America, is probably going bust.
Wow. I mean, because that's pretty much all there is around here within like a 50-mile radius.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is all over the United States. For you guys that don't live here, there are still a little bit of mom and pop shops.
Mm-hmm.
But every larger city has these guitar centers, and they have also, of course, managed to close a lot of the smaller mom and pop shops when they came and established themselves. The smaller shops couldn't compete with them.
Yeah.
I mean, in places like New York, Austin, and Los Angeles, you still have smaller shops.
That's what happens when you get these big box stores and you're in the communities. It totally, kills the mom and pop
and
stores that actually sell quality stuff.
Right. And that's actually what happened here. The problem is that now this giant is killing itself.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, they've been doing it for years. But for instance, I mean, their commission to what they actually give people in commission, their salespeople, is nothing. Their wages, their salaries, or whatever you want to call it, is nothing.
And might I add, it seems like they depend on a lot of students, like college students, or
Yeah, they've gone from having real like, knowledgeable people there.
They relied on the knowledge of children, basically, to run their stores. And I've seen how other stores have done that and have gone bankrupt, and it's because they rely too much on cheap labor, which is, the college students that are just trying to make a few bucks.
Right, and there's certain industries you can't, because if you look at, they're named GuitarCenter, but they sell other stuff too. Mm-hmm. And there's really two kinds of clients, right? You either have people that are very knowledgeable and know what they want.
Yeah.
And are pretty, like I said, knowledgeable about the products. Those people want to talk to someone who knows even more than them.
Yeah.
Not a guy that just goes, I don't know, but it's in the coupon sale. And then you have the complete novices, like a young child going in with their dad who doesn't know anything. They want to feel that they get taken care of and get, the best thing they can get for the money.
They get more bang for their buck kind of thing.
Or, a guitar straight from a factory is never set up. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So a novice really needs that setup. They obviously can't do them themselves.
Exactly.
So they would rely on the store to help them do that. Now, when you hire the cheapest guy out there, chances are he doesn't know how to do it correctly either. So they've been killing themselves. And then, of course, bad investments, and they've been in bed a little bit too much with Gibson. And come to find out, too, because they're not just one big box store. The entity behind GuitarCenter, guess what else they own?
What?
Joann's fabric stores.
What?
Yes. Now,
Ew.
Joann's is doing fine, but my point here is that...
I hate that place. Sorry, I dislike it. That place is odd for what it is.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing there. We have to make a new podcast another day with the whole what we think about how corporations are being run. I think Joann's it was really a fabric store, and they tried to branch out to hobby stuff, and that didn't quite work out. But I mean, financially they're sound. But the problem is that selling expensive high-end instruments is not the same as selling a yard of fabric.
Right.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see. There was a gossip from the music world this week that not only may one of the oldest guitar manufacturers in the United States close its door, but GuitarCenter might also do that. And what will be the outcome of that? We just have to wait and see. Hope for the return of mom and pop stores, but it's tough these days too.
It'll be a while before mom and pop stores are able to rebound from the havoc that the big box stores have done.
For sure. So on that note, be nice to each other.
Be nice to each other and support your local mom and pop stores.
Support us by listening to us on YouTube and SoundCloud.
Yes.
You can find us on Facebook, and you can shoot us an email. And that address is thepodsters with a Z @gmail.com. Bye, guys.
Bye.